or do I have to?
Yay! Big Hood in the building. What up? How about the boys? The Dallas Cowboys, that is. What up? What up? What up? How about the boys? What up? How about the boys? What up? They bring the noise. What up? I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, we back on a rough start, and we love it. We back.
I'm just pulling a magical beer out from my boys here in the back. Woo!
Yes. That might be the best part. How do you turn up?
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Do I just have to turn this up a bit here? Let me try this out 1 sec. Say something.
You got to turn up.
There it is.
There it is.
Now I'm large and in charge. So as you guys can see, this is the first time ever. I don't think Bandwagon Boy 1's ever been in studio by himself.
No, I have.
You've held it down for moments.
I'm always in the studio by myself.
The only person he's the what is it? Game of Thrones, the Stark of.
I'm Bran Stark, the kid who has no legs, or the
Don't
kid.
say that. You're gonna end up fucking being in a wheelchair. But hey, let's shout out our socials real quick. You're gonna notice we're not gonna have shit popping up on the screens. This is kind of a throw together episode. We had life commitments to adhere to, so we're just gonna shout out the socials real quick. Anything Cowboys Can Fan, you can hit up the website, which is cowboyscanfan.com. It literally will link you to any of our socials, which are most of them are at Cowboys Can Fan. You got the Twitter, the TikTok, the Instagram, and then you got the YouTube, which if you're on here, you already know what it is. It's Cowboys Can Fan podcast. So that's the only one that's a little bit different. Did I miss anything? I might have. I'm kind of rambling. Oh shit! Ad's going. You're trying to get Big Hud's. You're trying to get Big.
God, please no.
Big Hud's trying to just sneak his way into the intro.
Yeah.
How happy are you guys that we aren't playing Cole Beasley's song?
I was kind of getting into the Cole Beasley song though.
I don't. Steve Daly did not like it. UK Steve did not like it. I didn't mind it. Hey, Ad, before we get into Cowboy stuff, what you drinking there? I noticed you don't have a Crackum.
I did have a Crackum, and no one called it for me. I said it myself. I
didn't hear it.
This is an AHA. It's a watermelon lime. It's just a 0-calorie, like a bubbly type of drink, and then I'm mixing it with some Absolute Vodka.
Some vodka. That better not be no Smirnoff, boy.
So we got some homies kicking it off in the chat. We got 21 Armando 21 and our ride or die. The only other person who's probably made it to every single episode, like myself, Kilo C.
Kilo, smoke weed every day. Before we get into anything major, I'm going to do a shout out to a Cowboys legend who passed away. It was breaking news about 45 minutes to an hour ago. Rayfield Wright, Hall of Famer and Dallas Cowboys legend, dies at 76. That's tough.
Rip.
That's
Moment
tough.
silent.
He was his nickname, the Big Cat, which Ad, I'm pretty sure you used to call me Big Cat because I pissed on your floor drunk one time.
I used to call you Drunk Cat.
Sorry, Drunk Cat. That's what
Anth used to be Drunk Cat because he was drunk one time when we were growing up, and he came into my room and he peed all over my floor.
And he wasn't there.
So we used to.
He wasn't in. He wasn't in the room.
Brother Adrian,
he would have sprayed me with a water bottle or something if he was in there.
Brother Adrian and I, we always used to call him, like, he gets drunk and he just goes around the house pissing everywhere, because that wasn't the only place that he pissed when he was drunk. He pissed in the foyer.
Hey,
guilty. Well, in fairness, you did keep catnip in your room all the time. So
there's nothing that gets you the party going and make you want to pee on random stuff and some catnip. So back to Rayfield Wright. Played 13 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys. Died Thursday. He was 76. It's a shame to see, but he's going to be remembered by a whole lot of people. 21 Armando 21 is saying, "Hey, yo, crack him if you got him." You know we are. We never stop cracking them if you got them.
You crack one for Rayfield. Crack one for Rayfield.
Crack one. Yeah, cheers. Hey, cheers to Rayfield, boys.
Crack 'em.
R.I.P., baby. R.I.P.
Or sip them in your...
Sip them if you got them, and you know we do.
In your brown football solo cup.
So we know we're in a weird season of football right now. We're waiting for the draft. We got a bunch of unknowns. Our team's not complete. Everyone's kind of losing their shit because we think we have a shitty football team, but the draft hasn't happened. Free agency's still in full tilt. It's kind of this weird limbo. It's like you're waiting. It's like we're in purgatory, NFL purgatory. We're like waiting to be dead and go to heaven, but we're just waiting for that part. You know what I mean?
This is
Right.
this is how I feel. It's people see things like Adam's nasty little April Fool's prank on us.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
By the way,
I'm still not over it.
And I think he just signed what, 100 million or 90 million contract extension with Bills.
With the Bills. Yeah, Stephon Diggs ain't coming to the boys. Kilo, what up?
Whatever.
We think everything's going bad because we're wanting to draft these big name players, and probably would be great if we could. But then once it ends, then it's like, okay, now you have to jump back to reality and really assess the team again. And there was some really mixed reviews of the O-line for the Cowboys. And
dude, fuck.
I know that's like some people are saying, oh, PFF, take it for what it is. They ranked them like the number one O-line last year, I believe.
Number one at playoff time. PFF ranked the Dallas Cowboys offensive line at number one. Did we sit there in one game and think that our offensive line looked dominant? No.
Okay.
I don't understand how you can even rank an offensive line that isn't averaging rushing yards over 60 a game as the top offensive line. And it felt like not only did they get tons of holding penalties, tons of games subpar 100 yards rushing, but Dak Prescott sacked a fucking ton this year. It was just very bewildering that PFF ranked them so high.
Yeah.
Well, you go ahead, Ed.
No, I was gonna move it around. You keep going.
I just wanted to say, looking at the starting O-line and the starting offense right now, I think we did downgrade a little bit at this point in losing Cooper. So our wide receivers just not a significant drop, but it's not as strong, I feel, as if we would have been able to have basically Cooper instead of James Washington. Well, who knows? We'll see. But the O-line, one thing that's positive at least is all those guys played last year in a couple games. So it's not like maybe it's good to bring someone new in, but at the other way you can look at it is like, well, at least these guys all played.
That's actually, I never really thought of it that way, Alex. I was kind of your bandwagon boy too, always the optimist. I was on the other side, kind of being a pessimist about it. I was looking at it more like I looked at the rankings of the 5 guys we had and they ranked them number one. And it's like, well, if these guys are so fucking good, why did we get rid of Lael Collins and Connor Williams? Right? Is how I kind of was looking at it. But I kind of like your glass half full look at it as like, well, we have Steele and McGovern who are now going to step in their place, but they're not a complete unknown. We watched them play in multiple games last year, right? And they were at times, let's get this straight. They're both young players. Steele's a young player. It was his second year last year. Year 3 in the NFL is known as like, it's if you hit, sometimes you see a progression from a player from year 1 to 3 there. It's crazy, right? Like you might have an undrafted or a 6th round player in year 1. And by year 3, he might be on the all pro team, right? Like there is maturation in the NFL that there's a growing thing, right? Not all these guys are going to come into the league being perfect. And maybe the Cowboys who see these guys every practice and every day are now saying, well, this guy, I think will supplant this guy who makes 5 times more money than him, right? Mm-hmm. So there's that level of, it's this weird jungling act between how much skill they have and how much they're worth, right? Like how much you're getting paid versus how much their skill is. And at some point, Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones have to make this call and make a decision, which I think we've seen a lot of in this offseason.
Right.
And one thing to couple on that too is when a player performance last year can be judged fairly, of course, for all these guys, but when a player gets called on, how do they react? Does their game elevate? And that can happen. So glass half full over here,
and said something about
tongue half full.
Yeah, and said something about maturation with a player. It's the same thing where prematurely you can get put into a position that you're not necessarily ready for, and then all of a sudden your entire career could be gone.
21 Armando, you guys ain't going to Vegas for the draft. Vegas is going to be crazy. Well, and you know what? Vegas hasn't seen crazy till we land. Let's get some flex on side. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna get crazy in Vegas. We have some plans. There's gonna be 24/7 content. Well, maybe not 24/7 content, but it's gonna be good. I would say maybe like 12-hour content or something.
If bandwagon boy number 2 Alex shows up,
I'll die.
From Thailand, he's gonna go like this. He's gonna go crazy. He's gonna go crazy. Oh my God, he's going crazy. Look at him. He's so crazy.
That's me rushing
Where'd
on
he
the
go?
stage.
Where'd he go? I'm looking for him.
Where is he?
It's gonna be fucking nuts. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be wild. So I got an.
Speaking of that.
Oh, you got something, AJ? Hit it, son.
No, you got the article. I also had an article. We're both looking to transition. Which way are we going to turn?
You tranny it.
You're in the middle. I'll tranny it up. Cowboys draft profile 2022. Georgia linebacker Nakobe Dean scouting report and interview.
That was literally the one I was about to read.
Okay, good. Now, the one thing that comes to mind here, and we started talking about it, and then we were edging, and then we stopped. We didn't pulse.
Just crack him if you got it, bro. There we
go,
baby.
Got him, baby.
Like it if you got it, baby.
What you're looking for on a team, this is someone else's theory, and I like it, is on each level of your defense to have that player. Maybe Dante Fowler is that player. He's a young dude, and he's had some good outlook for his career. I don't think it actually panned out as of yet, but obviously Michael Parsons is our linebacker, and then Diggs is our cornerback. So we're looking for that kind of third star up front. But if we do draft a linebacker who can kind of play more, I don't know anything about Nakobe Dean, and maybe we'll find out.
He's okay, Alex. Before you go, I'll give you explanation.
Yeah.
So you got Micah Parsons, who's this like X factor who can play linebacker, can play. Like, I honestly think if you take Micah Parsons and put him at middle linebacker, you're actually diminishing his skills. You want Micah on the line going after the fucking quarterback, right? But you take a Nakobe Dean who might be a smaller version of like Bobby Wagner. Like, he's going to be that guy in the middle. He's like a Sean Lee. He's going to be the guy in the middle. Kind of he's like the anticlimactic, or how can I say this? He's the opposite of LVE. Like, everything you want LVE to be,
Nakobe
Dean. Yeah, exactly. He's the polarizing figure to LVE, right? Just complete opposite of everything that I hate about LVE is what I want in my linebacker, right? Like a guy that's gonna be sideline to sideline, meet the fucking running back at the line of scrimmage, not 10 yards or 15 yards downfield. And if Nakobe Dean can be that guy, and you can leave Micah kind of floating around and being this playmaker, I don't know, man. That defense could be so fucking scary.
Yep.
Sorry for cutting you off. I'll let you get back into what you were saying.
Sorry,
but
I didn't know Alex was even talking.
Smoke weed every day.
No, you summed up what I was thinking anyways perfectly there, because that's what I was like. You want to basically unleash the lion, let him roam free. He's hungry. Get him out there, and then
baby.
if this dude Nakobe Dean can come in and fill that like true kind of middle linebacker role, then I mean I would go for that 100% in that like type of scenario there. The cons here, I'm just going to read out his cons.
Let's hear him.
Because obviously he's 5'11", 229, so a lot of them are just he's undersized for the traditional role, lacks ideal arm length, trusts his athleticism more in coverage than technique, has a reckless style of play, and can improve on angles when in pursuit. So, that's fine. You can teach technique. So, as him being extremely athletic, that's awesome.
That's the thing. You look at middle linebackers in the history of the NFL, and I'm just going to shout out Nate Fredrickson real quick. Bang him if you got him. Nate Dogg, what's happening? With middle linebackers, traditionally, you think of like a Brian Urlacher, possibly, who's like 6'4", 6'5". And most of the time, you're not going to find a middle linebacker that's sub 6 feet, right? But if the guy's rangy and can move, it doesn't matter how tall he is. Like, what's the benefit of being? I mean, what really, minus like weight and size, what is the benefit of being 6'2" or 6'3" opposed to 5'11"? I don't know, because I'm not an NFL scout. I think it's more to do with size and how you're going to fight off blocks. They might be scared this guy that's 5'11" and a little undersized might not be able to fight off a pulling guard on the regular, but the guy is just explosive. Yeah. AJ at Cowboys 18. Wait, look at Nate's comment. AJ at Cowboys OTAs. Yeah, he's right in the huddle.
It's been a great time out here today. All the boys are having a good one. We've been cracking them right on the 50-yard line. They let me do the Terrell Owens salute.
Now disappear. Now lean back and disappear in the abyss of the Cowboys. Oh, that's a pretty good comp.
Yeah. Where's that hand going?
You need one where you're kind of level with them, so that when you lean back, you're like with the boys. You're with the boys.
I like this one. It looks like he's like he's jumped in front of the camera as like a streaker.
Yeah, he's kneeled down. He's kneeled down in front of the camera, posing with his arms wide open.
With his it's like AT&T Employee Stadium goes crazy.
Takes his shirt off, and he gets on the field. Paul Blart Mall
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah.
So back to his cons. So his cons were he's 5'11". How much? Grab him if you got him.
Okay.
What's his weight, AJ?
229. This is on paper, so you know how that is. But
so you said he's 5'9", 229. What was his height?
5'11", 229.
I would like to see how big was Zach Thomas for the Dolphins. Who's going to Google that?
I'm just gonna say.
I got it.
Nakobe Dean and I were pretty close to the same stats. We're both 5'11". He has a little bit of weight on me, but we're both hovering around that 2-something range. I'm just saying.
I'm just worried we don't take him if he's available.
Zach
and we
Martin.
go. Let's hear.
5'11", 242.
Yeah, okay. So had a little bit more junk in the trunk.
Why would we not take Nakobe Dean? He seems he won't be available.
I don't think. I honestly hope he's not. I'd rather him get taken at like 19 than him be available at 24 and we go for. I think the general consensus, just with talking with people after making posts on the Instagram or on the TikTok,
everybody wants an O-line.
YouTube, everyone wants O-line, which I agree with. And the weird thing is everyone wants interior O-line, which I thought was kind of weird.
But guess what? If you wanted an O-line, if you wanted an O-lineman, then you're obviously cheering for the wrong team. Because Jerry and Jerry's boys and America's team, we want the sexy player. We want the Nakobe Dean. We want that wide receiver in first round that we don't need.
No one wanted CeeDee Lamb. No one wanted Micah Parsons. No one wanted Des Bryant. No one wanted Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, you could argue for or against. One leaning thing is the one that I go back to is Zach Martin at like 16. Like, he's probably the best draft pick in the Cowboys draft room in the last 20 years, and no one wanted him. Oh yeah, got the vodka, baby.
Okay, so I want those guys who are going to get in the trenches. They're going to get the job done. I just want them to be picked up in free agency. I don't want them to be picked up during the draft. And honestly,
we're going to be in Vegas for the first pick at 24.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be a little bit sexy, but if they think it's someone that's going to start from day one,
I'm going to be wearing my Micah Parsons jersey. And by my Micah Parsons jersey, I mean it's going to be Ant's Micah Parsons jersey. And I'm going to be wearing that Micah Parsons jersey, sitting in that NFL draft. And you know what? Maybe we'll finally give away our illustrious Micah Parsons jersey that nobody wants. We'll give it away live
into the crowd.
We'll give it away live.
Either way, we will do it. Okay, so I have a counter argument to something here. Let me just get it up on the phone here.
Okay, so Marion Cabretti says if he's gone, maybe we can get an LB in the third round. Have y'all checked out Leo Chenal from Wisconsin, 6'3", and he shoots through the gaps really well. Marion, we have not checked out.
I haven't checked them out,
haven't
but
checked them out.
we're definitely throwing that into the old fucking lap. Because you know what?
Can you toss
I would
that
love
name
to
in there?
pick up a good linebacker that's 6'3", shoots through the gap in the third round. That'd be awesome. I would love that if we could get a starting offensive lineman and then a guy in the third.
I feel
First
like
and second round picks have to start.
I feel like yeah, did someone say Jersey? I mean, we might have to just give it to Kilo C.
Let's just give it. Should we?
Yeah, Kilo, you just
Kilo,
got the
you won a Micah Parsons
the
jersey.
Micah Parsons jersey.
I'm being serious. Let's send it to Kilo.
Hundo P, it's going to Kilo.
It's going to Kilo C.
Hey, Kilo,
we tried giving that fucking thing away.
Yeah, slide into our DMs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm being dead serious. Let's mail it to him this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We just need that Addy.
Get into the DMs. So Nate Frederickson also shoots through the graps really well. Okay, so I'll retract my statement. We'll go back to what Marion Cabretti's saying here. And I mean, obviously, the smart thing to do would be to pick an O lineman in the first round. And then I do feel like a third round linebacker or a second round linebacker is probably just as good for us and for what we need, because I do feel that although maybe LVE at the second half of the season started to pull his panties up and he started to kind of really dig in there and get the pants up. He pulled his pants up.
He's got panties.
And
LV's got panties.
And maybe Dan Quinn saw something with it.
Maybe even stinky panties.
Maybe some stinky panties.
Stankies, he calls them.
But I think that anybody who's coming fresh off the draft who has some talent as a linebacker who's going to go in the first or second round would probably overtake LVE's job and would probably put up better points than LVE for us. So
this is the one reason I think we don't draft a linebacker first, is because I think Jabril Cox is going to be better than LVE by the time of 2022 season kickoff. I think he's going to surpass him.
You're right.
So that's the one reason I don't think. I honestly, I'd almost pencil us in taking a kicker. I would pencil us into probably taking offensive lineman. I'd be very, 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 very fucking surprised. It's going to have to be someone that they had ranked really high up on their board for us not to. But
okay, go.
Sorry, Ad. Let's hear what you were going to say. I've been kind of rambling.
No, I like butts. Go for it.
Yeah, I like butts. Well, I was going to say, I have some situations of possibly us trading some picks. Maybe we trade out from 24th, or they have a guy ranked so high that they trade up. Like we have a few picks that are stashed. Maybe we want to move up in the draft. 24 is a weird spot. Maybe you move up to 16. Yeah, get the guy you want.
So at 16, who are you taking?
I don't know. I don't know what's in their brain. What I've been looking at is guys that are kind of projected to go between 18 and 28.
Right. So you don't.
Those are the guys that could fall in our window, right? But if we trade up to, say, if they traded up to pick someone, it'd be an offensive lineman, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, here's our picks. We basically have one pick through round 1 to 4, same position, not like it's our picks, Cowboys pick. And then round 5, they have 4 different picks. And then round 6, 1 pick from the bounce. So there is potential to group some of those round 5 picks with, say, a round 3 and get 2 round 2s, or move up for round 1, something like that, right?
AJ, we're listening to you because you're our Madden guy. So
yeah.
You have more trading game than Adbess and I.
Listen, I don't trade. In fantasy football, I never make trades. I don't do trades for anybody.
And AJ would just AJ loves the trades.
Yeah, when we used to be.
This is what I think.
This is what I think. When we used to be roommates, he and I had Madden on my TV up in my where my room was, and then I had this like little loft area. He'd be sitting there and he'd be playing. He'd be like, he holds his controller all weird too. He holds it up to his face like this, like he's licking it almost, and he's like playing it like this. And he was like, he must have been in there for like an hour and a half before I was even up, and he was like in seat. It was This was like maybe 2006, and he was already in like 2021 trading like in trades, like on all these seasons. So players don't even exist.
Yeah,
It's like AI players. Like
It's AI players.
It's
yeah.
like AI players. Trade them if you
There's
got
a
them.
thing on Reddit. On Reddit, people will post their AI players. Trade them if you got them. People on Reddit will literally post fictional players with crazy stats, and people go wild for it. It's like AJ's fucking wet fucking dream.
Okay, AJ, you say what you were going to say before I cut you off, and then Kilo C actually has a pretty legitimate question here that I want to hear your guys' thoughts on. I'm not going to post it yet, but
I would. Yeah, no, I just wanted to break down what I would do, and it would be.
Sorry, sorry, what?
Quick, it's quick.
Not joking. That was a good comedy drop.
No,
eh?
I would just, I would honestly just, you're gonna play out for what happens, like what drops down, and if by chance a top 10 player is there for 24 or they're at 20, maybe you make the move to go get them, even if you don't need them. If they're going to be that playmaker, and I know that's not a popular thing, but you're planning to do exactly what you're hoping. One of the top 5 starting O linemen will be available at 24, and you probably have them ranked, but whatever one comes your way that is going to fill that is next in line there, that's available, then that's who you would draft. And then from that point, though, I might start coupling and seeing what's available and giving away the second and third round pick to get another sure starter.
Yeah.
Not giving
for
away,
sure.
trading.
Yeah, no, you're right. If you can pair a couple picks to get a for surefire starter, it's no brainer. What was Kilo asking? And then I actually have a question for AJ after Kilo's question. Does Dallas have the meat and potatoes of a team right now to make it to the playoffs? Ooh, I don't know. I fuck.
Do you fuck?
I think a lot of teams got a lot of teams got a lot stronger. Not a lot, but
Costner out of nowhere.
I'm just saying.
I think a lot of teams got better. Cowboys didn't get better, but let's put it. What I'll say with Kilo here. Do we think the Giants got better? Do we think the Commanders got better? And do we think the Eagles got better? The thing that scares me out of the Eagles is sorry, I'm just looking at Kevin Costner.
I don't know why he's backwards, but
the thing that scares me with the Eagles is they have 3 first-round draft picks.
I'm only concerned with the playoffs at this point, is what Kilo C says.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So if we still think we're better than the Eagles, the Giants, and the Commanders, then we will still make playoffs. And I honestly, I still think we have the team to compete with those guys. I don't think I know there's been a lot of hate on Dak and him not being able to take us to the next level. I think Dak Prescott alone can get us to the playoffs.
Playoffs.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of the moves that the Giants made or the Eagles.
Sorry,
what about the Commanders?
Hey,
they only signed Carson Wentz.
No, but it's just I don't know. Like Carson Wentz did have some mild success. So if he made the Washington Redskins better, then they got better. And
right.
Yeah, I don't think in our division we're scared. But. No. The Eagles do have 3 first-round draft picks that hold a lot of capital. They could trade for a player with one of those that could help their team. And you know what? The Eagles were a playoff team last year and could be 2 or 3 players away from being better than us. And we got rid of 2 or 3 players that made us better. So this is the best thing about the NFL. You don't fucking know till you know, right? That's why we all keep coming back.
If we want to one up Kilo, it's okay. Then what we need to win a playoff game. That's the fucking key.
Yeah.
So do we have it?
Yeah, Marion's saying the Eagles only have 2 first-round draft picks now, 15 and 18.
The Eagles only now. Well, what'd they do with their fucking third one? How recent was that?
Only now have 2 first-round draft picks.
He's making it sound like they traded for someone. Eagles. Sorry, you guys keep talking. I'm Googling.
I don't know what I'm. Yeah, you would assume that we would have something that we would want to talk about. I was going to say that
So this was 14 hours ago.
They made a trade with the Saints.
Okay.
Okay. See,
that's even better for us then.
well, that's why I put up Kevin
Yeah,
Costner because I know how draft day goes. I know how leading up to draft day things happen. KC's been in the game for years at that point. I mean, obviously he was making some deals with Seahawks and what have you, but so I'm expecting some shenanigans to go on. Like that's like legit. I'm seeing Jerry and Steven and Dan and Kellen Moore coming in and out of them telling them, get the fuck out of here, Kellen. And I'm
vanilla pudding.
I'm hoping
Get
it's
out of
like
here,
that.
you pudding.
What does that say, Anth?
What's this?
That's the Eagles picks. So he's right. 3 days ago, the Saints traded with the Eagles. So the Eagles, yeah, good. That I love that. Fuck the Eagles.
What did they get?
I don't know. You should see it. It was like a list this big, and I'm a little intoxicated. I'll have to dive into that a little bit more.
A
tomorrow.
little intoxicated. Okay, dug
Hey,
it, bro.
do you
Dug
think-
it, bro. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
Adam, do you think? Do
Okay,
you
fine.
think Jerry Jones
Fine, I'll do it. One second.
makes everyone watch? What the fuck is that movie? You just closed it on me.
Draft day.
Yeah. Do you think he makes everyone watch draft day the day before the draft?
Yep.
Like brings him into his personal studio.
Yep.
Do you think Jerry Jones
All right,
makes
everyone.
everyone extra salt their Gatorade?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. He made every seat in Jerry Jones's personal theater has a salt shaker that's like chained to it, so it stays there. You know, like how people do with their lighters sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
So this salt shaker has to stay in the chair.
One thing you can never have is too much salt in your diet until you're dead. So Marion's saying they will have an extra 2 first-round picks next year, though. So that's scary. So they actually gained a first-round pick somehow.
Kilo's asking who's Zion
Yeah.
Johnson.
Who?
Zion Johnson.
Guard.
Yeah.
He's a guard. And that's actually Zion's probably one of the guys that right now
That's what
everyone's
everyone's
thinking we're taking
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
He's probably our I would say the most. I would say he's probably on most draft boards. Who everyone's picking.
Would you take him?
Just always keep in mind that the analytics are not going to tell the actual true story of these guys who can come in and just disrupt a Deebo Samuel, if you will. You know, so or who's the guy on the fucking Panthers too? Or maybe he's not anymore.
Curtis Samuel
He was kind of a yeah. I think it was him.
He plays for the Commanders now. It was 100% Curtis Samuel.
Right.
Like he's kind of like a guy that would play running. Sorry, AJ, I keep cutting you off. Not on purpose. It's the bandwidth. We're on bandwidth situations here.
Well, Kilo's saying that Cowboys met with Zion today. I think that's what he's saying right now.
They meet with a bunch of guys. They meet, man, I think the Cowboys in the last week or two, they've met with 30 prospects. And a lot of this time, you never know when teams meet with another player. It's like they're all playing this fucking mind game with each other. They'll interview someone that they think that they don't want, but someone else might want. So they take that person so that they get the person they want.
Yeah, bro. Look.
Wait.
I got to piss. I'll be back in a sec.
Did you?
Okay, so Kevin will stand in your spot for you.
Yeah. So Kevin doesn't talk much around this time. Did you see that article about Jalen Ramsey? Or I don't know if it was an article.
Jalen Ramsey.
Not,
Yeah, the Cowboys were going to take him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, that's exactly what Anth was saying. I mean, I think what happens is that you're playing with millions and millions of dollars, and you're playing with ultimately, your team wanting to make it to the Super Bowl or better your team. So they're gonna use whatever advantage that they have, and obviously saying to a player that if you're available, we're taking you. They're gonna say that so that it gets out to everybody else, so that maybe or possibly somebody else might want to take it. So it's what do I want to say? Not psychotic warfare. It's psychological warfare. Like you're trying to give every edge. So why would you not? Why would you not do that? It's like that's what I said. Like I mean, it's funny. I put up the Kevin Costner image here, in Ant's place, but
Yeah, you did that as psychotic warfare.
I did that as psychotic warfare. Kevin Costner as John Dutton takes over.
We got a new one.
What about this for some psychotic warfare?
Zegama Beach, crack him if you got him.
And your thoughts on Jalen Ramsey's claim the Cowboys were going to draft him?
Oh, sorry.
I just read Nate's. I read Nate's comments calling me Axl Rose. Because I want to rock. Okay, AJ, what were you saying?
AJ's just been getting lambasted here.
It's the bandwidth. It's the bandwidth.
It's the bandwagon boy.
I'm used to it as third tier, bottom of the totem pole. Just by luck, I'm bandwagon boy too.
Hey, I got a quick question for AJ I got a quick question for you. For someone that's traveling southeast,
no one's complained.
For someone who's been out of studio more than Asia.
For someone that looks like they're traveling Southeast Asia, why do you look like you should have been the third person in Ghost?
No, not Ghost. Powder.
Oh, that looks good. You look like you should be at a punk rock concert.
And that eye on your chest, it looks like it looks like you're growing an alien out of your chest.
You look like you've been hitting the gym a little bit though. You're looking yoked a little bit.
Dude, I have not worked out for 3 weeks.
Well,
I've just been eating fat boy food. It's been awesome.
That's okay. You got some fuck.
Am I right? Look at these guys.
Yeah. Look, here's a little behind baseball. When I'm at home, I will go through 3-month periods basically of like very diligent working out, eating right, and maybe actually when I get back, I'll do that until probably around, I don't know, Halloween-ish, and then I'll start to go off the rails and into the holidays, and then get back on the fucking course again. Like usually it's after the first weekend of the new year, I start my rigorous routine again.
You got yourself.
And that's been working out for me.
You're kind of like spring and fall.
It's science.
You have your own 4 seasons or 2 seasons. I
got 2 seasons, and
I got 2 seasons, baby.
But here's the thing: trying to maintain fitness around the holiday time is like, I mean, my mom makes all this fucking baking shit. I'm gonna eat it. So I hold off the white bread throughout the year, and then I just go hard in the paint.
I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to mute you guys when I do my sound drops because the bandwidth, the pause, you can't hear the drop. But I did this.
I didn't even hear anything.
I did this 4 times.
It's science.
I didn't even hear that.
What AJ's talking about is all of his.
I honestly couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear it until you said it.
Hey, guess what?
You know what? This is what happens when we got 2 of the 3 of us OOO.
Hey, guess what? I know. Okay.
I was like looking. I was like looking at you like we were about to kiss.
Yeah, you guys are. I'll make you kiss. Don't make me. Hey, don't make me put Kevin over top of one of you.
Okay.
Okay.
I have not seen that movie yet.
What?
Nor have I.
Oh,
I've never seen it.
Okay, bros.
We were talking about we were talking about screening movies in the off season. There you go. There's one that we've never seen.
I have them all curated. So I will be doing the watch long. I don't know if we do it with or without Alex, but we'll see. That has to be what we got. Legends.
No, let me get back. We
got Legends.
He's back in June. We got time. Like June to August. There we could do fucking a movie a week until then.
We got Legends and we got the movie reviews. So yeah, that'll be good. That's on the list.
Lots.
And I definitely want, if you have
for our Patreon subscribers,
the Kevin James movie where he's playing what the fuck's the Saints coach name?
Sean Payton.
I don't know.
The Cowboys future head coach.
I don't know if I want to say it's not. It's genius in the comedy that they do, and I'll talk about it on their movie.
Never
review.
Seen it. Don't even tell us.
Yeah,
we'll have to live watch that one.
Okay, so I have a question. There's a lot of talk about not a lot of talk. It's maybe I saw one post about it.
That's a lot of talk.
Brandon Cooks possibly being.
I saw that today too. I would be all over that personally.
What's this?
So the
tell me.
Cowboys add you go.
Yeah, so Cowboys are possibly interested in Brandon Cooks. Who are the other teams that are? What are you sitting back there? What are you?
Yeah, I was listening. I thought you were gonna break it down for
What are
him.
you fucking Sean Kingston? That's all I know is that the Cow. I don't know who the other teams are. I don't do the producer stuff where I'm looking and researching the stats, but Cowboys are.
You know what?
He the last 4 seasons, I think he's got over 1,000 yards.
Brandon Cooks killed it last year. Brandon Cooks had a really good year last year.
Sorry, here's what the stat is. He's on 4 separate quarterbacks. He's hit 1,000 yards in like the last 4 years. So putting him into the Cowboy regime, guaranteed yardage maybe. But
yeah, I think you've touched off on it. Sorry, AJ. I'm gonna bandwidth. I'm gonna go back here.
He's gonna go.
Yeah. Lean back and look coy for us for a couple seconds. And if you want to see Anthony looking coy, and you're listening to the audio version, you need to hop over to the YouTube live stream. Well, check us out at youtube.com/Cowboys Can Fan.
Cowboys Can Fan here on YouTube.
Brandon Cooks is quietly having one of the most impressive careers in the NFL. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons, and maybe I counted that wrong. I don't want anyone calling me out in chat. But he's of those 7 of those seasons have been over 1,000 yards. Did anyone know this about Brandon Cooks?
No, not at all.
90 receptions last year, 81 receptions the year before.
With the Texans, dude.
The Texans.
With the Texans.
If they could get that dude, if they could get Brandon Cooks for something, I would be. I honestly think he would fit in our offense very well. Very well. I'd honestly call me crazy.
28 years old.
Yeah, he's young. Call me crazy, but I'd even give up a 5th round pick for him.
A 5th round?
Amari Cooper.
A 5th round pick.
They wouldn't go for that. Because the Texans aren't stupid. They're not going to trade a fucking wide receiver who has production for a 5th round pick.
Yeah, no. But
I don't understand that.
So I thought that was interesting. I mean, the other talk is it's a big wide out draft. So do we even bother? Or do we try to pick somebody up on the?
I'm gonna ask AJ because he's kind of our Madden guru. He's kind of, between you and I, we don't really do I did my first mock draft last week live, and we did 3 rounds of it. That was my first mock draft. So I'm going to give AJ the floor, and I'm not going to ask him to pick players. I'm not going to ask him to pick trades. I'm going to keep it very vanilla, like your first time getting an HJ in the car somewhere. We're going to keep it very vanilla.
Or Kellen. We're going to keep it very Kellen.
We're going to keep it very Kellen Moore. What was his nickname? Vanilla. What were we calling him?
Vanilla pudding.
Oh, vanilla pudding. Yeah, vanilla. We're going to keep this very vanilla pudding for you. I just want to know, AJ, look at their first, and we're only going to say, let's go first 4 picks. They're the Cowboys' first 4 picks. I want to know what you're doing with them. I don't care about player. I want to know position.
But before we get to AJ, we want to take a moment and say that there are 2 titles up for grabs on the stacked UFC 273 fight card. Join the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. New customers can bet $5 on any fighter and get $100 in free bets. Win or lose, guaranteed. If sportsbooking is available in your state yet, you can still get in on the excitement. Everyone can play for your share of millions in prizes with DraftKings Daily Fantasy MMA Contest. Draft your lineup of fighters while staying under the salary cap and rack up your points for strikes, takedowns, and more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all,
in these 25 states.
They call DraftKings the condom of sports betting.
Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash wherever you want or whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TPPN. Throw down $5 on UFC 273 and get $100 in free bets no matter what. That's code TPPN this Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. 21 plus restrictions apply. See show notes for motherfucking details, bitch.
1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800-GAMBLER.
That was
Anyways.
probably one of our smoothest ones.
That's just because I went into the fucking announcer voice.
You did. You went boxing voice. Kilo was probably stoked on that. What were we even saying before that?
Alex was about you.
Oh,
you were gonna get AJ to blow his fucking Madden load all over us.
Yes, I would like to hear your strategy, Alex Johnson.
Okay. I think in my mind, the Cowboys are in, like, I said 2 years last year. I'm going to extend that to another 2 years this year we're in our peak of championship potential with this current squad that we have.
Like you're giving yourselves this is your time frame to possibly win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So they're going to go a little bit riskier with shit.
Absolutely. And so what I'm doing is this might not be as a direct answer as you'd like, but I want to move up in the first round. I want to move up in the first round and get that solid O-line.
Nice.
Whether that means it's going to be the first O-line or the second. But here's the kicker.
Time out. If you're going to do this crazy if you're going to do this crazy shit of us moving up, I need to hear what you're going to give up to move up.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so, you were okay. I was just
yeah. No. This is what we're on the same wavelength. It's the bandwidth. That's some behind baseball. So, Ant, I'm trading next year's first round pick to move up and get someone's this year pick, and I might even have to trade a third or fourth of this year because what I'm trying to do is get 2 first rounds and a higher second round, which I think I can do with trading my fourth and fifth. So I'm unloading picks. Not every single pick. I still want a 2 and a 3 next year would be nice, but I'm getting rid of the first pick next year because I want to make sure we get the starter that we need on O-line in the first round. I don't know which order it's going to be. And then another pick is going to be the best available athletic player in the draft that's there. Whatever.
I actually I do actually like what you're saying. You're saying we got a 2-year window of possibly competing for a Super Bowl. So why not give up next year's first round to get the fucking best? If you're going to draft inside offensive lineman or a tackle, why not draft or take next year's first round pick and get the guy that's going to give you the most benefit for your draft pick this year? Is kind of what you're saying. Which I honestly don't hate.
Hey, and if you've seen the movie, guess who also doesn't hate that?
Why
is there 2 of AJ's on the screen right now?
wait, put him with the bros here, Ad. Put him which side? I'll go on this side.
I do like that. So, hey, Kevin, go grab a Chang, son.
Go grab a Chang, son.
So what you're saying is give up possibly next year. I like that we're selling out on the future because it's win now. I do like that. So you're saying move up, take an offensive lineman if that's what we're targeting in the first. So now, possibly your second round picks falling back. What are you doing with that?
The second round pick, I'm going to also try to move. I will package our second round with another pick from this year or next year, but I don't want to get rid of the second or third next year. And maybe I would, I don't know. But basically, if the juice is worth the squeeze, I'm willing to give up a lot of picks because next year is not a draft year. This is our final draft year for this kind of window that we have. Fuck you, Adam.
Kilo asked who's the new guy. Got him.
Okay. That's it for Kevin. He's just gonna sit right down here.
Yeah, let Kevin just sit there looking all sexual. Him and Alex have definitely not been on the same beach because he looks tan.
Drinking that Chang.
No, and guess what? You got me all worked up. I'm all fired up from that. That flooded back Madden 2007.
Yeah, I know. I can tell you. I'm about to. Next time you're here, I'm just going to give you a copy of Madden and controller and say, do what you need to do.
Well, I was just going to say that actually would be a fun episode just to see him draft like 5 years.
No, you know what we should do in the
Yeah.
once AJ's back, we should all, I don't know if this is even possible. We should all draft team, which we used to do, but like with the new Madden, we should all have a team
Yeah.
and see what they do in a league together. See who drafts a better team. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
that
no,
would be
I mean,
fucking funny to do.
Well,
Yeah.
we've talked about already next year we're going to be doing the Cowboys Can Fan fantasy football.
Yep.
Get a Madden league going.
Yep.
Is that what you're going with?
Get a Madden league going through.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that'd
exactly.
be fucking hilarious. That'd be dope. I'd be down with that for sure.
Because what we used to do, it's implemented in the game now.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, we used to literally remember we used to take our own spread Excel sheets of players and build them. Like
Yep.
we were doing what Madden franchise was with NFL 2K fucking 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. After each
No
game,
doubt.
we'd sit
Yeah.
there and go through stats. And if someone exited by accident, we'd restart the game to get the stats.
Yeah. Oh my god, it
I
happened.
remember that
Okay,
happened,
well,
like-
we got it a couple times. It's like 2 a.m. It's like fuck, we got to play again.
But it would be,
Koch Gear had 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. I need to go again.
yeah, it was but it was
Yeah,
also
yeah.
it was also down to you would go to every single tackle, every single assistant.
Yeah,
Like,
we
you-
had the craziest fucking stats. We were Madden franchise with NFL 2K before any of that shit was even
and
there.
none of us were even video game testers.
No, we should have
No,
been.
we should have been.
Okay, what else do we got?
What
on
do
the
we?
list?
Okay, AJ, what do you
I
got?
have
What do you
one-
got?
AJ has
I got
more
I got
thing
one
before
kind of interesting article. What were you saying, at?
No, I was to say I was about to hit us on the way out, but let's
Oh,
see what you got.
this is kind of interesting. It was.
I want to
7
know what
hours
are we
ago.
run? What are we running at right now?
51.
Oh, that's fucking peanuts. AJ, let's hear what you got to say.
So Eagles, we were just
Oh
talking.
no,
about this-
Eagles,
this-
Eagles. He said, "Run us out."
Yes.
Ad's
No,
getting
this
bored.
is
Ad's
my-
getting bored because he's just Kevin Costnering you.
No, I'm in. I'm in it.
No.
I'm in it to win it.
The Eagles have reportedly. This could change our perspective on the Eagles' season next year, but they're emerging as a prime location for Tyrann Mathieu.
Honey Badger.
Mateo? I don't
Yeah.
know how to say his name.
I know
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
defensive back.
Is it Mateo? Mateo? I'm the same way. I say it wrong, and I've watched the guy play for the last 8 years.
I
I don't know.
but
How do you
that-
say it?
yeah,
that-
that would suck if
that-
you went there. I think.
Yeah.
Would
the
hate
Honey
it. I think
Badger
if
himself.
I think if any of these premier, like, there's still some pretty good free agents left. If any of them
Mhm.
go to the Eagles, I consider that a loss. You look at some of the even the man there. You guys see that video of why can't I think of his name right now? The dude that played for LA,
Jalen
Von
Ramsey?
Miller.
Oh,
Von Miller, they're like literally him saying how badly he wants to play for the Cowboys.
I know.
And then Bobby Wagner saying how badly he wants to play for the Cowboys. It's like, how the fuck do you have these guys that want to
Now,
play for the Cowboys?
Do you think
and
they're
then-
just? Do you think they're just saying that to get the bag?
That's Adam. I was
It
just gonna
comes
say,
out
you made that
after.
point.
It comes out after. These
right.
these videos and these things have come out after they've already got paid. They've
It's
already
all-
got their bag.
It's also what you were in the bathroom when we were talking about Jalen Ramsey and how he said that the Cowboys told him that if he
I
was
did
in
hear that, and I think you guys had a very good take on that.
Yeah.
I think you're bang on in that situation. I think you're bang on. I think it's like you're gonna tell people that you're for sure gonna take this guy, so that the people ahead of you.
So Cooped Wittenson. Sorry, Coop. Is Tyrann
Whitson?
Mathieu on a team? Well, yeah,
He's
on-
not.
he's
He's a free agent
he's a
at
free
the
agent
moment,
right now. But
and that's kind of what sprung this conversation.
we
That's
we would
kind of what
take him.
sprung this conversation.
Honestly, he would be a solid pick for our team
100%.
to take him up before the draft.
I just think there's like I get
And
it.
if he
that
goes and if he
the-
goes to the Eagle, like punch me in the face.
Oh my god, please don't. I think there's this weird balance between drafting players. You got to draft great players. Everyone knows the only way you're winning a Super Bowl is if you draft great players. But there's this weird
Yes.
balance of you have to every year pick up key free agents,
Yep.
right? Like at some point you need to look at the Rams of last year. The Rams did it way different than any team in NFL history. They took like 4 or 5 guys. They basically built their Super Bowl team from free agents: Matthew Stafford,
That's-
Odell Beckham, Von Miller. You know, like they grabbed these couple players that they thought were going to be the bridge to the Super Bowl. That's usually not the DNA to become a Super Bowl team. The DNA to become a Super Bowl team is you draft really well, you retain your drafted players, you take one or two free agents to build that DNA. The Cowboys don't do that. They just don't even attempt free agency, it seems.
I mean, look at it this way too. The Bengals are doing it through the draft. They've drafted Burrows, then they drafted Chase, I believe, that wide receiver, and they also drafted Mixon.
Yep, Mixon. But you know what? You know who they just signed? Yeah. You know who they just signed in free agency?
That's right.
Lael Collins, the Cowboys right tackle. And you know what? He's a fucking head over shoulders better offensive lineman than anyone on that team. So they seen us. They seen one spot that they're shy. You got your boys there. They see this one spot that they're shy of, and then they go out and they sign someone. The Cowboys have just been. They just have not. I mean, I would say in the last 5 years, the only notable free agent that we've signed that has done well is Jaron Kearse, and thank God we signed him to a 2-year deal. Like, if they would have messed that up for me, I would have been very, very, very. My views on the offseason would have been very skewed. Like until they locked up Jaron Kearse, DeMarcus Lawrence, like I was like, what the fuck are we even doing?
Yep.
I was getting very suspect of what we were doing.
Well, that's like
I know my next jersey. I'll just say that.
Don't tell us. What are you going to get rid of the Randy Gregory? I feel
27. I want 27.
Our boy Cooper Constantine just showed up.
Coop!
He said, "What up?"
Coop?
But he also said, "Can we just sign anyone?" The free agency has been so shitty for Cowboys fans. Yeah, it's been.
Well,
it's
you
been
know
tough.
what, Coop? This is for you to liven your spirits. I know it's probably early and down under, but crack them if you got them, son.
Got them.
Get that New England
changed up.
Hey, let me check my notes to see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. Let me go into these real quick here.
Oh, Brian Roberts is airport watching us right now.
Nice. BR, what up?
Yeah.
Is he back to Canada now?
No, Roberts is in the Philippines.
But he's saying he's flying.
No, he's in the Philippines because he's trying to get his visa.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Okay, here we go.
Guess what?
Bobby Wagner confirming mutual interest highlights Cowboys' failure. The Seattle Seahawks released linebacker Bobby Wagner on March 8th. After 10 years as a linebacker in Seattle, Wagner tweeted that he didn't even hear from the team that he wasn't coming back. That's cold, hey? Guy won a Super Bowl. Guy was an all-pro. Guy was a fucking Pro Bowler. They don't even tell him he's not coming back. He hears it from a tweet. That's cold. This sent shockwaves around the NFL, but mostly got many organizations excited about the potential of having the former Seahawks on their roster. One team interested in the 8-time Pro Bowler was the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys expressed wanting linebacker help in order to give more depth into the position to allow star rookie Micah Parsons to continue having a versatile role lining up all over the defense. Wagner would easily and effectively fill that need. Plus, Wagner had a Dallas connection. The Super Bowl champ worked with Cowboys defensive coordinator DQ, our boy Dan Quinn. We knew there was some shit there. Many were shocked that Wagner was still on the board over 2 weeks after being cut, but when the former Seahawks revealed his lofty asking price, it wasn't entirely a surprise that the teams weren't wanting to pay all that much, especially the Cowboys, who are known for shopping the bargain bin.
Well, what did he end up signing for?
$10 million.
5 years, $50 million.
Yeah, $10 million a year.
That's not wild.
That's not wild. If that's going to fucking help you win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
If that's going to help you win a Super Bowl, that's a fucking bargain. If you're going to sign a middle linebacker for fucking $10 million a year, and the guy was a second team All-Pro. Man, the Rams are stacked. Yeah, the Rams signed him. The team that gets all these guys, the Rams got him. Drives me nuts.
Well, what they did is they let Von Miller go and then took Bobby Wagner. And not to say that these guys are copy and paste, but they are of the same tier in terms of like linebacker. I don't watch the game enough to know their their styles of play, but they're on the same tier for me. Like they're an upper tier linebacker, both Von Miller and Bobby Wagner. A little bit older, but
different positions, a little like one's an edge, one's a middle linebacker, but you're right. They both will elevate your team to that potential, right? Like they obviously thought they could let go of Von Miller and then take Bobby Wagner in the middle linebacker. Dude, I'm just so pissed because I could just envision how good Micah Parsons could be. How good is that thumb?
Dude. Well, you're licking your lips. Here's how they break down this contract too, though. They look at and you said this earlier too. Maybe not on this cast, but like the 5-year contract. It's actually they look at it as a 3-year contract. That's really the money.
You're not making it 5 years. You're not making it 5 years. Usually, especially a guy in his 30s, like you're right. It's a 3-year contract.
Well,
the Cowboys could have easily signed Bobby Wagner for what the Rams did.
Yeah, I think
yes.
The rumors are, though, since they went from boxing to professional wrestling, the Paul brothers are now coming into football, that Jake and Logan Paul might be signing with the Cowboys for 1 season as well.
Oh, I think I would do that. I would do that trade.
Look at
Ant is not even. Ant is dying. He died. Wake him up. Wake him up.
Post.
You know what?
Someone crack him.
Yeah, someone crack him if you got him. The Paul brothers. I did see his tweets. Jake Paul's tweets, and he was touring the facility. I mean, he can't be any worse than like. I bet you he could kick better than Greg Zerloin. So
yeah.
if he can hit 2 from 50, we'll let him be our kicker.
Hell yeah!
No, he's a slot receiver, Jake Paul. So he.
What's that poster behind you there, Ad?
Oh yeah,
every day.
It's every day, bro.
You know what? And we do like to talk about the Paul brothers every once in a while. They've kind of been quiet a little bit. We haven't talked about them much. And when I saw the post about them, you guys are already repping the everyday.
It's been an Easter egg. It's been an Easter egg on the podcast for a while now.
Well, when Jake Paul did the picture of him in the Cowboys, like I don't know what they're in there where they watch film. Yeah. I tagged Bandwagon Boy 1 there and said he just came in his pants.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I will say this though. Logan Paul can do a pretty mean frog splash.
What is that?
Oh yeah,
that's when he the top.
Yeah,
ropes.
he was at he was on WrestleMania.
Was he? Did he fight in WrestleMania?
Yeah, impressive.
Yeah. Him and the Miz fought against Rey Mysterio Jr. and Rey Mysterio Jr.'s kid.
I mean, they're both athletic. Let's not get it wrong. Those dudes, as much as you hate them, they're both athletic.
Yeah. I was just joking.
Super athletic.
I don't think that they would. There's no fucking way.
They could never make the NFL.
There's no fucking way that he would make it. Yeah, Chase Johnson, voice of the West Kelowna Warriors. Logan Paul was good in the ring.
Yeah,
that's what we're just talking about.
He was good in the ring, but this is the thing with the NFL. Like, you can be a very good athletic human being, which both the Paul brothers are, but the NFL is a different fucking beast.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No,
I would love to see them. I think if they made like a podcast or a series that they tried out for a team, like if a team was willing to give them a go, I 100% would watch that. Because I'd be interested to see if they were actually capable of doing it.
XFL, I could see I could see XFL because The Rock and Logan Paul kind of have a thing. But I could
see. Yeah, you're right.
But I also think that they wouldn't do that because the XFL wants to come across legitimized, and if you put a YouTuber in there, it would be like the Vince McMahon XFL.
But what if he was good?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, look. You can't say that. I mean, exactly. What if he was good? What if he did make the team legitimately and he was good? Who knows? But
here's my question for both you guys: what position could either of those guys play in the NFL? None. There's not a single position. I will make an argument for. You could kind of. They're in this weird spot. They're both, I think, like 6'2" ish.
Yep.
And 100% they're not fast enough and not strong enough to play positions that 6'2" guys play.
Yeah, Coop Whitson saying kicker.
Kicker's probably the only chance they would have. 6'2", 2, whatever they are, your best chance is linebacker, Jake Paul, or wide receiver. They're not fast enough to be wide receiver. And I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you're a boxer, but you're not taking on running backs. Ezekiel Elliott would eat those guys for fucking lunch.
I think Logan Paul could probably be a defensive lineman, like an edge rusher, possibly.
Not a fucking chance. Maybe in the XFL. In the NFL, not a fucking chance.
Or you know what? Or a safety.
You got 300. I would rather see him at like a safety position like J-Ron. Defensive line, not a fucking chance. And Logan Paul would get eaten like he would get eaten like he was in a lunch. This is prison talk. He would get eaten like he was in a prison shower. He has no fucking chance, Kilo. No chance.
He would get eaten up like me in a ladyboy bar.
I'd eat you up at any bar, bro.
You know what though, Ad? I do think Logan Paul, the
older brother.
Jake is the older one. I think he actually could have a career in WWE, and they pay good.
Oh yeah.
There's a
100%.
wrestler, a college wrestler who had MMA potential and is in WWE because their contract is like millions of dollars more.
What about Ronda Rousey? Ronda Rousey fell out of the UFC because she got knocked out every time she fought. She probably makes more in the WWE.
Yeah, she was just back in at WrestleMania this weekend.
That's what I mean. Like she had a good career in the UFC, started getting knocked out, went to the WWE, and probably literally made more.
Yeah, so Matt Riddle is Chase Johnson, voice of the West Kelowna Warriors, brought him up. He's tag teamed right now with what's his name? Their tag team's called RK Bro. Who does the RKO?
I don't know. You're a wrestling Randy Orton.
Hey Chase Johnson.
RKO.
I'm not a huge WWE guy, right? Yeah, Randy Orton. Yeah, there we go. Randy Orton. Everyone's saying Randy Orton. So Randy Orton and
weird. I have that tattooed on my nipple.
Yeah, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle are the RK Bros. But yeah, no, I mean, look,
Bros, eh?
Just going back to what Alex was saying, professional wrestling, you could go like you can. I think the next one we are gonna see Logan and Jake Paul tag team in WWE.
We're going to see Logan Paul and Jake Paul tag team ad best.
I believe it. Yeah. Live on WrestleMania.
Which ad?
Are you going to
That'd be great for the brand.
I thought, hey, we're both wearing Dallas Cowboys hats. We're both wearing black shirts. I thought you and I are a tag team.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll take team Alex then.
It's every day, bro. It's every day, bro.
You could. I know we take the piss out of the Paul brothers, but you really can't. Seriously, you can hate them. You can hate them and think they're fucking lame, but those guys are. I would probably suck a dick to take place with one of those guys. Like they do what they want to. They got millions and millions of dollars.
Am I right? Look at these guys.
All right.
Said it.
All right.
What else?
Hey, we got to that prison talk finally.
Yeah,
we finally did. Do we got anything else? You gonna play us out? AJ, you got anything else? Go rolling. Do we got any final chat? Let's ask chat. Any final questions?
Yeah, I have
anything we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a final thing. Chase Johnson, voice of the West Kelowna Warriors, and myself, we're starting a WWE podcast.
I'm in. I don't know much. The West Kelowna.
Yeah, Chase Johnson. He's an announcer.
Oh, that's
for the West Kelowna Warriors.
You know him personally. Okay, that makes more sense. It's like, oh, I worked in Kelowna. Maybe we ran into each other at some point. What else we got? What else do we got? LFG. What's that mean? Let's
fucking go.
You can't swear on this podcast.
He was saying that about the WWE podcast. He wasn't saying that about and Nate Fredrickson would be. Look, everybody loves wrestling.
I know.
Cowboys Can Fan or Can Fan Wrestle. Rassle talk.
It'd be Wrestling Can Fan.
Wrestling Can Fan.
Wrestling Can Fan.
Do I have to make a third
You have
Instagram?
to.
So I'll do it. I could make some good memes.
You have to.
I could make some good memes. Any other questions in chat before we bounce out? Do we even have anyone in chat?
Yeah, we got some. It's livening up right now, which is great. Any thoughts? Any predicaments? Chase Johnson's a Colts fan / Seahawks fan. He's probably less of a Seahawks fan this year.
I have a question for Chase Johnson. If he was a Colts fan, what did he think about Carson Wentz in his 1-year stint?
And
that's my question.
And what do you think about Matty Ice coming in there?
It was a mistake. Why the fuck would you ever want Carson Wentz as your quarterback? It just makes zero sense to me. And I'm so fucking happy the Commanders took him. I honestly am. I do not. I think he has every physical attribute to be an NFL quarterback, but he just gets squirrely and just Wentz was a disaster. Exactly. I think Wentz has every physical trait to be an NFL quarterback. He just does not have the it factor, and I'm so happy that he's a Washington Commander because I don't think he's going to be good.
Yep.
I really don't, and that's the answer I wanted to hear. And Ryan will check. Yeah, I mean, I think Matt Ryan's tenfold better than Carson Wentz. I think Chase Johnson got a way better quarter of Matt Ryan than Carson Wentz.
Did we discuss Debo? No.
What about him?
Let's hear.
Signed?
Oh, he would be a perfect fit in Dallas.
Debo would be a perfect fit anywhere. That guy's just a fucking...
Debo unfollowed the 49ers Instagram and deletes multiple posts. So there's,
if Debo Samuels is up, if we don't take Debo Samuels and Nate, and it's funny that Nate
his contract's not up though. He's just trying to get an extension. He's not a free agent.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel's not a free agent. He's trying to get more money.
Nate Frederickson's Chase is saying he wants to get more money too. Nate Frederickson is our resident 49ers fan here, and he would not be happy to see Debo Samuel leave at all.
All Debo's doing is leveraging himself to get a bigger contract because he feels like he's worth it, and he is worth it. He's on his rookie contract. He was probably their best player on the team last year, a team that made the NFC Championship, and probably because of him. Like,
would you take him though?
Debo?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking right. What would you get? 100%.
What would you give up for him?
To trade for Debo Samuel right now?
Yeah.
1 5th-round draft pick.
Maybe a 5th round. Debo Samuel, I mean, you got to put him on par, in my opinion, with a Devontae Adams. So it's got to be a Tyreek Hill. In my opinion, I don't think he's much less than those guys.
What is his contract currently? I mean,
he's on his rookie deal. He's probably getting paid peanuts.
Yeah. He's
looking at it. He got paid peanuts and he wants to get paid. And I don't blame the guy.
Your whole team is what Nate Frederickson said. What would you give up? Your whole team for Deber. Chase Johnson says a first round. So Chase Johnson saying a first rounder, a conditional second next year if he plays 14 games or more.
I don't even know if that's enough to get him.
I don't think that's enough to get him. That's pretty.
You look at the Tyreek Hill trade and the Devontae Adams trade, and there's just no way that's even enough to get him. You're gonna give up the fucking farm to get Debo because the guy is literally a
tank. He's a tank that can fucking. He's
like a faster Anquan Bolden. Like he reminds me of Anquan Bolden, but runs faster.
So Chase is saying he has a history with injuries, and that's the issue. I mean, everybody, right? I mean, look at how much fucking Christian McCaffrey's getting paid, and he's fucking Mr. Glass. He's Mr. Glass too. Now that Saquon's fucking out, like fuck, I will not pick this year's fantasy football draft. I will not pick.
You know what I'm gonna do for next year? I hope our DeWack fantasy draft is first, so I can see who Adams' running backs are, so I can avoid to take them in every other league.
7 fucking running backs I went through.
Yeah, that was fucked
this
up.
year.
And you almost still competed though.
Wow.
Like
Well, I still made
that
it
just
to the
says
show.
that still says for your drafting ability.
And
That's one thing we don't talk about much. We don't talk about much about fantasy football. I think next or going into
this
the
season, we'll do like a bandwag boys side fantasy football.
Well, and yeah, we're gonna do a Can Fan
Football League.
I think you have to at this point. Ads about to play us out. I think. Is there any other things going on? I'll chat all night. I'm out of town. AJ's. It's like fucking 11 a.m. for him. He'll talk all day. Is there any? I'm fine with talking if there's people still in chat.
The other Nate and Chase Johnson are arguing.
But what?
They're not.
Can I sit on this? I want to hear what they're arguing about.
No, they're not arguing. I'm just joking.
Are they emoji fighting?
Yeah.
Is one a big purple eggplant? The other one's a pear or a peach?
Okay, call us, bro.
I'm calling us out. Okay, for the bandwagon boys, they look like they're there on my screen. I don't know where they are on your screen. And for Anthfest, we're out. We'll be back. I don't know if we're gonna do. We're kind of in uproar.
Eggplant.
Oh, I can't hear you playing us out.
Oh, really? I've had it played out.
No, I can't hear. There it is.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Throw the X up on the start.